The Tunguska event, the largest unsolved explosion in modern history. On the morning of June 30th, 1908, a massive explosion shook a remote region near the Tunguska River in Siberia, Russia. What appeared to be a bright flash in the sky was followed by a thunderous blast so powerful that it flattened over 830 square miles, more than 2,000 kilometers of forest, and scorched millions of trees. The explosion is estimated to have released energy equivalent to 10 to 15 megatons of TNT, about 1,000 times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima in 1945. But despite this unprecedented destruction, no crater was ever found. No physical remains of an impact object have ever been recovered. This lack of physical evidence has turned the Tunguska event into one of the greatest scientific mysteries of the 20th century. Eyewitness accounts of the event. Although the Tunguska region was sparsely populated, a few eyewitnesses lived close enough to experience the event firsthand. One man, located around 60 kilometers from the epicenter, described the sky as having split in two, followed by an enormous fireball. He reported that the heat was so intense, he thought his clothes were burning. Another person was reportedly thrown from his chair due to the shockwave. Seismic vibrations from the explosion were detected thousands of kilometers away, and the skies across Europe and Asia glowed for several nights afterward due to high-altitude atmospheric particles. The effects were global, yet the cause remained elusive. Why it took so long to investigate? The remote location of the explosion made it nearly impossible for scientists to study the site immediately. It wasn't until 1927, nearly 2 decades after the event, that a Soviet scientific expedition, led by Leonid Kulik, finally reached the affected area. What they discovered was astonishing. Millions of trees had been leveled, radiating outward in a circular pattern from a central point, as if a giant force had flattened them from above. However, at the exact center of the destruction, trees remained standing, but they were burned and stripped of their branches, reinforcing the idea that the explosion had happened in the sky, not on the ground. Despite extensive searching, no impact crater and no fragments of any meteorite were ever found. The leading scientific theory, airburst of a space object. After decades of study, scientists proposed a leading explanation. The Tunguska event was caused by the mid-air explosion of an asteroid or comet roughly 50 to 60 meters in diameter. The object is believed to have entered Earth's atmosphere at a speed of approximately 60,000 miles per hour, 96,000 kilometers per hour, and exploded at an altitude of 5 to 10 kilometers above the ground. This phenomenon is known as an airburst. The explosion released energy so intense, temperatures reaching 25,000 degrees Celsius, 45,000 degrees Fahrenheit, that it incinerated everything in the vicinity and flattened the forest in a radial pattern. Because the object disintegrated before impact, no crater or debris remained. The airburst model explains the physical effects observed at the site, the pattern of destruction, the lack of an impact crater, and the absence of large fragments. Alternative theories, from the fringe to the fantastic. Despite the strong scientific consensus around the airburst theory, the mystery surrounding Tunguska has attracted a wide range of alternative explanations, some more plausible than others. Alien spacecraft. Some theorists believe an alien ship exploded over Tunguska, a hypothesis fueled by the absence of debris and the explosion's strange characteristics. Mini black holes. Others have proposed that a microscopic black hole may have passed through Earth, releasing tremendous energy, although no physical evidence supports this idea. Antimatter explosion. A few have speculated that a collision with antimatter caused the explosion, but again, no supporting evidence has been found. Secret weapon testing. Some conspiracy theorists claim the explosion was caused by an experiment gone wrong, possibly involving Nikola Tesla's death ray, or early secret weapons. While entertaining, these fringe theories lack empirical support and are not taken seriously by the scientific community. Why it still matters. The risk of future events. One of the most important lessons of the Tunguska event is that Earth is vulnerable to cosmic impacts, even from relatively small objects. Asteroids and comets the size of the Tunguska object are not rare, and many travel in orbits that could intersect with our planet. Scientists estimate that an event of similar magnitude could happen every 200 to 300 years. The fact that the 1908 explosion occurred over a remote, unpopulated area was a matter of sheer luck. Had it occurred over a major city like New York, Beijing, or London, the consequences would have been catastrophic, potentially killing millions and devastating the urban landscape. This risk has led to increased funding and focus on planetary defense systems, such as NASA's DART mission, designed to test the ability to deflect hazardous asteroids. However, tracking small and fast-moving objects remains difficult, especially if they approach Earth from the direction of the Sun, which blinds most telescopes. Ongoing research in modern context. In recent years, scientists have used computer models and high-resolution satellite imagery to revisit the Tunguska site. Modern simulations confirm that the explosion's effects are consistent with the airburst of a stony asteroid. Interestingly, a more recent airburst occurred over Chelyabinsk, Russia, in 2013, when a 20-meter asteroid exploded mid-air, injuring over 1,500 people and damaging buildings. The Chelyabinsk event served as a stark reminder of how vulnerable we still are to such phenomena, and how lucky we were in 1908. The Tunguska event remains a subject of fascination, and it continues to inspire books, documentaries, films, and conspiracy theories. But beyond its mystery lies a crucial message: cosmic threats are real, and preparedness is essential. Conclusion: a wake-up call from the sky. Over a century has passed since that fateful morning in Siberia, yet the Tunguska event continues to puzzle, intrigue, and warn us. It was a silent reminder that the universe is not as distant or harmless as we might imagine. While science has come a long way in understanding what likely happened in 1908, one truth remains clear: it could happen again. And next time, we might not be so lucky.